Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to the Warroom, and this podcast is being proclaimedly named after the Ducks. How the mighty Ducks have fallen. I mean, I think last year I told Matt the window is closing on the Anaheim Ducks if they screwed up last year. And I wasn't saying that to be a dick. I was saying that to be truthful. I mean, the last 3 years, expectations have been this team is good enough to get to the cup. This team is good enough to get to the cup. This team is good enough to get to the cup. Maybe 2013, the exception of goaltending can fuck this team up, was an explanation because Jonas Hiller, we know, was a giant fucking choke artist. But this year, this team is just ooh. And I have my, I guess I could call him. I don't want to say Ducks analyst. I mean, I feel that that'd be disrespect. I don't want to say specialist either. I want to say my Ducks beat reporter Matt here.
Holy shit.
And see, Matt, you want to know? You know the reason I came into this playing that goal horn.
Yes, because we lost tonight. Bad. Again. Again. Let's check our stats out. We're such a terrible team all of a sudden. And we lost two players, Francois Beauchemin, who wasn't that good anymore, and Matt Bolescu, who was one of those guys who he was good, and next thing you know, he wasn't there. Just like Chris Stewart. So he was a good replacement. And I think Chris Stewart was just a fine replacement. They're the same guy pretty much, except, yeah.
Bolesky won the
Um,
game in the playoffs. That was the difference.
well, yeah, Stewart could have done the same thing.
Eh.
Oh my God. Oh shoot, the Leafs game is in overtime. I'm so sorry. That
Really, you were requested to do this, my friend. I mean, this isn't on you personally.
I'm sorry, Paul. Paul, throw the Leafs game on. All right, sorry guys. Do it.
Yay, yay, yay.
I'm so sorry. Gordon, take the floor real quick. What are your thoughts on the Anaheim Ducks? Just put it on. I
I'm having fun watching this, to be completely honest with you.
Shut up. You're a fucking asshole, dude. They see it. I just had to stop because of
Well,
you.
Matt continues to argue, and we continue to progressively get nowhere here. The Ducks have been a team everyone expected to do something. I only had one criticism of this team coming into this year, and his name
Shut
was
up.
his
Freddie
name
Anderson is a good player.
my criticism was not Freddie Anderson. My criticism
Good.
was Anton Khudobin. I'm like, that's the only
Okay.
criticism I had coming into this year. But this team actually no too. Chris Stewart, because if they planned for him to make a big role, that was a giant mistake. Um, I thought Carl Hagen would have been foolproof. I actually thought that was genius on the part of the Ducks, but he doesn't fit the system. Um, just like, all the offseason acquisitions turned out going bad, and with that, that's the secondary role, and the role players, like the secondary, the the what's the word I'm looking for here? The supporting
Well,
cast.
yeah.
If the supporting
Yeah.
cast isn't doing well, then that's a huge problem. And not even just the supporting cast. Captain Getsy is just slacking this year, major.
Everybody is, though.
I mean, and I was at the morning skate this morning. I got to watch the Ducks skate, and Getzlaff was out there with Freddie Anderson for like the last 2 hours, and like there was literally like everybody else had left the building already. Everyone else had left, and it was just Getzlaff and Anderson working on their game, and it just didn't work out. And like I know because of being at many morning skates for the Sabres. By the way, I met Elliot Friedman this morning of Hockey Night in Canada. By the way, just had to mention that. But uh, even Elliot Freeman had said, like, even Elliot Freeman had said to me when we were watching them. I'm sitting there, I'm like, Elliot, what do you figure is the problem with this team? He's like, it's not goaltending. The only goaltending flop they've had this year has been Anton Khudobin, who's now in San Diego, taking Gibson's spot. And he's like, I'm like, do you think that the true defined goalie on the Ducks? He's like, no, not really, because Anderson and Gibson, and he knows that I'm not the biggest Fred Anderson fan, so he's like, Anderson and Gibson are both equally matched. He's like, there have been times when the Ducks haven't played for Anderson this year, and there will be times where the Ducks don't play for Gibson this year. I don't think there will be a clear defined number one because the team in front of them is so bad. They're gonna have to steal games to win in, I mean, to win them. And you've seen that was what Gibson had to do for them to go on that little stretch that they won 5 out of 7.
Yeah.
Not 5 out of 7. I'm sorry, 4 out of 6. And I'm like, I agree, and he's like, whichever goalie's the hot goalie is basically the best goalie at that point, and whenever they cool down, if they both cool down, then they're gonna have to hope their team put up goals in front of them. He's like, it's not like they're bad goalies at all, and both these guys are actually world class goalies. The difference is Gibson is younger and has a higher ceiling. That's even what Elliot Friedman said, who writes his 30 thoughts. Who writes his 30 thoughts? You Google search Elliot Friedman 30 thoughts, you will find a paragraph or a couple on every single team in the league. The guy knows what he's talking about. He's pretty educated in what his hockey opinion is. But I mean, Matt, like he even said it today. He's like he just feels bad for both those goalies because they're both trying to prove something. And then what are the Ducks going to get after this year? More question marks at goal because the team in front of both those goalies was just so bad.
I don't know. It's the forwards. Anderson was for a while until he got injured the top star on the Ducks. How they brought in the whole if you get a star at the night, the top star, you get a point. Anderson he was getting those on games he was losing. Everything that was the problem last year improved. If you look at 2013, all their problems they improved for 2013 or 2014. And then then they lost, and then all the improvements there they made the next year. So this year, our improvements came from the goalie, Anderson for sure. He was 10 times better on breakaways. If he's probably had 2 breakaway saves last season, and he's only been scored twice on those, so he's good at like a man advantage. If they're going odd man rush is coming at him, he won't stop him all the time, but majority of the time he does. And he was our top player. Then he went down, and then Gibson came up, and yeah, they did fine, but
Dude, they won 4 out of 6. That's the best streak they had all year.
that's terrible. A few years ago, we had my god,
A few years ago, the
streaks.
Ducks were winning 9 out of 10. I
Yeah,
understand that. But at this stage, when you have to climb, like the Ducks have to climb, 4 out of 6 is not bad at all. Especially when it actually puts you guys 4 points outside a playoff spot.
yeah,
Now
and
you guys
now
are
it's
last
like
in the Pacific Division, and
we're
nothing's working.
29th overall, I think, because right now it says 28th, but the Leafs lost in overtime tonight. I couldn't see it because the game ended, but they got a point, so we're tied with them pretty much. And yeah, we're 29th, or we might just stay at 28th in the league, and we went from being the best team in the West in the regular season to being the worst team. And I don't know what happened. Our team sucks. They're lazy. Let's just look at this roster, because with our management, we got lucky bringing in Kessler, but Kessler's kind of older now, so it's not like he brought in some young megastar.
We got the better
We
Murray.
got pretty much shit over the offseason. Kevin Bieksa, terrible. I was happy he was coming. I'm like, all right, yeah, this is one of the Canuck guys I like. And he was terrible. Terrible. Getzoff is bad. He's cost us games just from passing and just not trying it all out there. Let's look at Cogliano. All right, Cogliano, he does his game. He's fine. Getzoff, terrible. Probably one of the worst players on our team. Carl Hagelin was
How often do you hear that?
Carl Hagelin does not fit our system. They brought him in to bring speed to the team, but we don't need speed. We're not a fast. We want to get a speed team, then trade all the physical guys and get them. Our team cannot just get all fast all of a sudden like that. It doesn't. No. If you're gonna have to play either a physical style like the Kings, or you have to play a fast style like the Blackhawks. And Hagelin does nothing for the team. He was good at. I guess he's good at penalty killing, but he's not even up there all the time. Well, yeah, kind of, but Sean Horkoff. All right, he's helped. I'll say he helped. Kessler, one of the worst on the team. I think he has an empty net goal. One goal he tipped, and another goal they gave to him that wasn't his. It was Vatanin's clearly. I hate it when the NHL does that. They did this for Bozak the other night. P.A. Parenteau clearly scored, and Bozak hits it. Doesn't even hit it. He almost hits it into the net the other night. But because Bozak was going on it was his 100th goal they were trying to build up, that they gave it to him for no reason. I hate it when they do that just because. They gave it to Kessler because they felt bad for the guy. He has 2 goals, technically 1, because empty netter anybody can get, unless you're Evander Kane. Pat Maroon.
Oh, shots fired.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Gordon.
It's
We
all
have
right. It's all right. I can make fun of Bruce Boudreau post game comments, which I have in front of me right now.
we'll do that in a second. Pat Maroon is irrelevant unless he's playing with Perry and Getzloff. Corey Perry, okay, he's Corey Perry. Slow down, but he's Getzloff isn't helping him. Rickard Raquel, best player on the Ducks by far. Mike Santorelli, he's almost like Bolesky. He'll score once in a while,
We
they'll kind
can't
of go
do
away. Eric Sakach was injured, played his first game tonight. He had an opportunity to score, but I could put too much on him. Silverberg, yeah, I don't know, he's on and off. He has like one goal, a really good goal, but otherwise he's not a big, you know, he should be a big guy for us, a big supporter, but a guy we need on the team, but he's not playing like one. Chris Stewart, same as Matt Bolesky. Nate Thompson was injured and now he got suspended. So yeah, we probably have like 3 or 4 good forwards that actually try. Let's go the defense. Kevin Bieksa, worst. Simone Dupre injured. Cam Fowler's been doing pretty good, but he'll screw you over sometimes, and he's my favorite player in the team. But you know, he's screwed you over times. Corbidian Holzer, yeah, he's been on and off at the OHL
I
or
met
AHL.
him this morning, and I had no idea who he was. I felt like a giant jerk, dude. The dude was so nice about it, but the thing was,
Yeah,
like, he impressed me in practice, and then I watched him play. I'm like, oh boy,
yeah, he's not NHL level yet.
he's
He's
not
only there.
NHL ready. Yeah, I can definitely see that.
Yeah, he's only there because Dupre's injured. So Hampus Lindholm, a guy who was supposed to be the breakout star for the Ducks, and he did really good in the first few games, but terrible after. Josh Manson, he's good, but he's on and off as a defenseman. He'll be good nights, and then you won't even notice him. Clayton Stoner, he's actually been okay this season. There's been games he's actually done really well in, but there's been teams he's been Clayton Stoner. Sammy Vatanen, who I say either him or Fowler are the best defensemen on our team. And he's really stepped it up, but he's hit the post so many times. He has a good shot, just he hits the post so much. He's like that kid on the Mighty Ducks too. He's like really fast, but he doesn't know how to stop like from skating French. He doesn't know how to stop. Like he always slams into stuff. Vatanen knows how to shoot. He just doesn't know how to get it in the net properly. He just hits the post all the time. But he does have some goals this season, more than Getzloff and Kessler combined. And then Anderson, Gibson, they're both good. So you can't really complain about them. Anderson's been out. But at the same time, I don't know. This roster should be pretty good, but I mean, Getzloff is a big guy to blame. Kessler really doesn't do much. The only games they've really played, really good games here, was against Chicago. And that
Basically,
was it.
that's when the Ducks actually looked like the Ducks.
Yeah. They played good. Kessler dominated Taze. Shut him down for 48 minutes of the game. But you cannot, if you let anybody, every team should know this. If you let the Blackhawks get scoring chances under 2 minutes and set up, you're screwed and you're losing in overtime. It's that simple. That's what happens. And I don't know. It happened. Another thing, a tweet tonight saying that, hey, we still have to play the Kings. I don't know how the hell we're going to play the Kings. It seems like we hate the way we play the Blackhawks. Seems like we hate them more than we do the Kings. But
Well, I
the
mean, at
Ducks.
this current moment in time, you have there's a reasoning behind it. I mean, if it weren't for the Blackhawks, the Ducks could be Cup champs right now, and then people could be questioning why the defending Cup champs, playing like this. And instead, you have no cup to show for it, and all that's there is another empty playoff effort. No matter how far you guys got last year, it's another empty playoff, and expectations are not met.
Another year.
And to even mention this at the same time, it's like Chicago eliminated you guys, and it's practically like it looks like Chicago broke your spirits.
Yeah. But I mean, it didn't break our spirits because we didn't go into the offseason all depressed and sad. We came out and the way they were talking, like, oh, we're determined and we're winning the cup this year. Magazines everywhere. We talk on this podcast. We're saying Ducks are Stanley Cup champs. A lot of people predicted it, and yeah, we screwed them over before the playoffs even started. So that, and then I don't know. It's just tough. I don't get how they. It seems like they only play Chicago. That is the only team they play. And after Chicago beat them like that, I don't get how the hell we're supposed to take them out the next time because I guarantee Chicago's just going to dominate us in that game because where we are, it's like, you know what?
Where is that
First,
next game?
huh?
Where is that next game?
It doesn't matter. It's United Center. Ducks play bad at home either way.
They played garbage on the road tonight. I mean,
They play shit everywhere.
well,
Remember a year ago?
this was what Boudreaux had to say after the loss of the Sabres tonight. And before I even get to his comments, I'm just gonna say, you guys know I support the Sabres, and I huge Buffalo Sabres fan. But here's the thing: when you lose in the way, manner, and fashion that the Ducks did to the goalie that they lost to, they basically lost to Anton Khudobin 2.0. That's Matt. Is that how you sum that up? Khudobin 2.0.
Yeah, pretty much.
I mean, Chad Johnson, Matt, you've seen this guy have some absolutely just moments this season. The game against the Sharks that the Sabres won, where a 6-year-old could have scored that goal when he was just laid out in the net, like, I can't get up, I need life alert, I can't get. Like, all jokes aside, this dude is just, ugh. Like, remember the game against the Flyers that went to overtime?
Oh yeah.
That game never goes to overtime unless he makes that final save and with 30 seconds left in the third.
Yeah.
What do you call it? There have been a couple of times when Montreal was still unbeaten. The Sabres had Montreal on the ropes in the second period, and they were really and then Montreal just gets one little 2-on-2 break, and it's still 2-on-2, so everybody was well covered. The shot just beat all the defensemen, and from there he just started giving up 2s and 3s and goals, and the final score ended up 7-2 or 8-2, and everyone has been lighting this goalie up this year. What do you call it? Who let him up? Dallas let him up this year. Did he play St. Louis? No, both games Allmark put against St. Louis. But still, everybody that has seen him this year, at least about a good 80%, 90% of the teams that have seen him this year have lit him up. And the Sabres even came out and said themselves they did not want to take chances with Chad Johnson against the Kings. So that says a lot. And Linus Allmark ended up beating them. The point being, you couldn't score a single goal on Chad Johnson. What? I expected tonight if Johnson starts, the Sabres are screwed. If Allmark starts, the Sabres have a chance. Chad Johnson started and got a shutout. That's how you know this team has reached an all-time low.
They're definitely not making the playoffs.
No.
There's no chance of the Ducks making the playoffs. No chance. If some people might say, well, they can step up like they did last year, they would have done that by now. People are thinking, oh, it was just October, it's a slump. And then September happened, November happened, and now it's December. And it's going to be January in a few weeks now, and we are screwed.
Well, Matt, here are the comments from the coach, my friend, and this is Bruce Boudreau on the effort of his team. We pushed hard in the third. We pushed hard in the third period, but that's the way we should have played. That's the way we should have been playing from the start of the game. We need to, we need our best. We need our best players to be our best players on a consistent basis. That's not appearing right now. On taking advantage of the power plays, we had shots and an advantage, but there was one-on-one battles, and they were coming away with the puck. We had an opportunity at the beginning of the second period and third period on the power play, and we didn't get any momentum from it. These things are going to cost us.
It's going to. It already has cost us. He said the same thing when we lost to Tampa at home. Like, oh, we played in the third, but we need to play the full 60 minutes.
And
that's so old. Don't say it. Just go out there and do it.
His final comments on where we go from here. You keep going. That's the only thing you can do. We switched the lines around a little bit, but hopefully we get a goal. I'm sorry. We get a goal that triggers something. We thought we got a goal. Yeah, we thought we got a goal game. Wait, we thought we got a good game from Jim. Oh, from Jim Sakach. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Not Jim. Jerry Sakach. Yuri Sakach. I'm sorry. It's Yuri Sakach. Yeah, tonight for his first game. Not first game. What? Oh, I'm sorry.
First game.
Yeah, for his first game back. That's promising. We'll hopefully build on it next game. That
No,
sounds like a coach who just is completely like I'm not gonna say zoned out, but like has lost all hope, but just basically giving the media sound bites. That's like, yeah, I just got to get this press conference over with. So yeah,
they're gonna lose 2-1 to New Jersey in regulation. We're gonna lose 4-0 to the Islanders, and we're gonna get massacred again by the Rangers, just like we did last year. And then we're gonna lose to the Flyers by 3-0, and then the Kings will beat us every time. And I don't know. It doesn't matter really. We're screwed. And you have to say, oh, we'll have hope in your team. I've had hope in them the last 3 years to get down the playoffs. They couldn't do it then, and now we don't even have a playoff spot. When our team's down, they're the easiest team to beat. We could have played. Who's this word? If we were had Columbus in the final, let's say, who's the two worst teams in the league, pretty much, but worse than these, worse than the West. If they, let's say they got lucky in Game 3 or something, and somehow forced to Game 6, or if they forced Game 6 and played Game 6, they'd probably beat us. If they took us to Game 7, any team can beat the Ducks in Game 7. Any team can do it. You just score 2 goals early, and it's fine from there.
I will agree
It's
with you
that.
there. But oh, what were we gonna say?
We're lazy. We're It's our fault. It's not that all the teams are. I mean, if you look at last year, we beat every team, no problem, except for the Panthers. But we only play them twice a year. But majority, we ran through everybody at least
Let me
once.
give you an example of what happened last year, and when the Sabres played the Ducks at home. Well, for the at home for the Sabres in First Niagara Center here in Buffalo, the Sabres had 12 shots on goal. Like the magic number for the night in the NHL exactly was 12, but there are two things that had 12, and they both came from this game, and one was 12. Steven Stamkos had 12 shots on goal. That was one thing, but the two things that came from that game were Corey Perry also not Corey Perry. The Sabres also had 12 shots on goal. Oh no, that was a third thing. Corey Perry had 12 shots on goal. He had a hat trick in that game, and the Sabres only had 12 shots on goal that entire game and got shut out by Frederick Anderson.
And then we beat you guys a week later at home.
Yeah, and did you guys blow us out?
Um,
It might have been close. No, that was a Kings game. That was a Kings game that was close.
it's probably closer, but we still won.
Yeah, that was probably the case.
And the Sabres are a better team, but with the way the Ducks are, they should be a good team now. And
See, the Sabres, here's the difference between the Sabres and the Ducks. The Sabres forwards are inconsistent, yes, but when they choose to be consistent, and see, I'm not going to say it's when they choose because they have, Matt, I've also, and I don't want to like drift this like back to the Sabres, but I
that's
have
fine.
I have a conspiracy theory.
What?
Okay. So, the Sabres have practically tanked the last 2 years to get Jack Eichel and Sam Reinhart, right?
Yeah.
Okay, this is the league getting the Sabres back for this. Okay. So we started the year with a regular schedule, right?
Right.
And for the next, well, and this 3 week stretch that we have 8 games, not 3 week stretch, but 2.5 week stretch. We have 8 games in 14 days. Like, you know how insane that is? And
Yeah.
that was a Western Canada road. That was a Western Canada road swing, including a homestand that has us playing a 1 o'clock afternoon game. Like that was a thing. Wait, give me 1 second here, but continue what you were saying about the Ducks for a second.
I want to look at well, let's see. What can Gordon had the Gordon? Wait, did you leave?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, I want to look at a player real quick. Well, if you look at how Ryan Kessler, a lot of people predicted in the offseason, with that new contract, he's not even going to be that good. within the next few years. They were just pretty much guessing because of his age. I don't think anybody could have predicted how bad he would be doing this season. And that would go for the Ducks. So it shows right there. He's part of it, and he's a. It's a good reflection on the team also, but he's not the captain. I remember Gordon told me, "Well, what if you guys end up being like a team like the Canucks, who were so good at one point, and then what the hell happened? What happened?
You guys basically suffered from Vancouver syndrome. You reached your peak.
They went to the they went to the Cup at least. They beat the teams like the Blackhawks.
Well,
They
see, that's
beat
when
the
the
team.
Blackhawks were strong. That's when they had to get rid of everyone, and then Taves and Kane really developed only elite players, and that's when Ladd left and Bufflin left, and like all that crap happened. Like that's when everything like that went down.
But if the Blackhawks were to play the Vancouver Canucks in their prime, Canucks might have a chance because of one man named
Well,
Luongo.
Canucks in their prime versus Blackhawks in their prime.
That'd be a perfect matchup.
They crack every goal like an egg, and if the Bruins happen to do it, I'm pretty sure the Blackhawks can do it.
Luongo's better than Rask. Well, maybe.
Well,
Maybe.
Tim Thomas actually played that series, and that
Well,
was
that's true.
Thomas's Vezina year too.
Yeah, that's true.
But back to the conspiracy theory, Matt. This is crazy. Okay, so I told you 8 games in 14 days, right?
Yeah.
And then a Western Canada road trip, and then a homestand that includes where do we start here? We started with the actually not this wasn't the homestand, but we were from the Kings, and then 2 days later we play the Red Wings. 2 days later we play the Devils. Like we're literally playing on playoff schedules, home, then
Wait,
away,
did you say the
home, then away.
Canes?
Huh?
Did you say the Kings or the Canes?
I said the Kings and I said the Kings and the Wings.
Damn, that's a lot of travel right there.
And then we come back home, play New Jersey, and then 2 days later come back, play the Devils, get a day off, and then have to come back the next afternoon. Where we barely, and this is the thing, like, dude, we're not getting any practice time because of all the travel. The Sabres have from what I heard this morning, the Sabres haven't like legit got an actual practice session in, like because the morning skates are optional and they don't really do like what they really plan to do in the morning skates. So they haven't got an actual practice in I think about a week and a half. Bilesma said, and that's not really helping them at all. Because in the morning skates, they do the usual drills that they have planned that they like do just like basic drills. They don't do like the hardcore stuff that they do in an actual closed practice that's not open to the public. Like they haven't had a practice in a couple of weeks, and yeah. Other than that, like we haven't seen any this is the longest stretch that like in like I think they said 12 years that the Sabres have gone into without seeing teams like Washington, Boston, or the Rangers. Like they threw the entire central, like almost the entire central division at us. They threw the big bulk of the central division at us. That was the toughest part of the league to handle. And then what do you call it? We go on our western trip to California. Like you know how most teams go Ducks then Kings, and they travel right to San Jose.
Yeah.
This is what the Sabres are doing. I can't remember which one, but they're traveling. No, they're playing the Ducks or Kings, and then are going all like they're playing one of the two. I can't remember which one it is. I think it's the Ducks. They're playing the Ducks and traveling all the way back to San Jose on a bus, playing the Sharks the very next day after that 8-hour ride, and then coming back 2 days later to play the Kings.
Jeez.
The NHL, I'm pretty sure, like this scheduling, like that's the best thing they can do. What can they do? They come out and say we don't like what you did because no one's gonna make Batman look bad in his own league for criticizing a team. They can't do anything, so what they did was put the Sabres up against the pinch and throw the schedule at them.
Yeah.
And like normally we would have seen Boston like twice, maybe 3 times already. We haven't seen Toronto yet. Like our entire schedule in March, for the first time, and I think this is like 5 years. They said is entirely Eastern Conference teams. Like
Well,
maybe one or two Western teams.
we met Toronto, or you met us once.
Who, the Maple Leafs?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like our entire schedule is going to be the teams we already should have played because the NHL is trying to throw the hardest they can at us. I mean, look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Let's look at every game. What do you call it? Everybody expected Edmonton to be good. They really aren't, but they beat us. The Calgary was a playoff team. They beat us. Vancouver was a playoff team. They beat us. What do you call it? The Kings. Everybody expected to be one of the best in the league. We beat them. The Red Wings. Everybody expected them to be one of the best in the East. We beat them. The Devils. They're pretty good right now. I guess that was the break in our schedule. But here's the old saying we have here in Buffalo. The management changed it. Like the coaches have changed. The general manager have changed. The owners have changed. But the Devils stay the same. They play that same slow, low defensive style of hockey. Like playing the Devils is a team's worst nightmare because they play the same exact slow, boring style of hockey.
Yeah, we play them Saturday.
Yeah, good luck. Those games are hard to watch. Like if you are really challenged to like try and enjoy any kind of hockey, I'm telling you now. I am telling you now, the Devils are not the team you want to watch.
Uh, and then Toronto, LA is that day. I'll probably watch that.
I think you might want to.
Chicago Sabres. That's a good one.
I'm probably going to that game.
Should be good. But going back to the Ducks, yeah, their little road trip right now. They play the Devils. We're probably going to lose that one unless we get lucky. Islanders, we're definitely losing them. Rangers next day, losing to them for sure. Break. Then we play the Flyers at home Sunday the 27th. Maybe we can win that one. I don't know. We're probably going to lose. Then we play the Flames. They're going to beat us. We got lucky that last time. Then we play the Oilers. They can take us next day. Canucks. It's all these teams that we can barely beat.
Oh, can I just make a note here really quick? Leon Draisaitl, the fourth, I think it was like the fourth pick in the NHL draft the year Reinhart was drafted. Dude, like everybody expected. Okay, so the best guys, as we all knew, were Ekblad, Reinhart, Bennett, and Draisaitl. Those were the top four. Those were the studs. Those were the guys you wanted to have. And Draisaitl came in for Connor McDavid when he got injured, and I'm gonna say like everybody expected McDavid to put up monstrous numbers. So in that standard, he hasn't like filled McDavid's role. But if he would have filled the role of average player, he would have stole their job by now.
Yeah.
That's the best one. Like Draisaitl is tearing it up, like so much to the point where people are saying, "I know he came in late. I know guys already have like a giant step on him, but at this point, he's deserving of Rookie of the Year talk. Like not being considered, but he's worth being put in the conversation for it."
Yeah.
Like Matt, you witnessed that. I mean, his first game was against the Ducks, and he kind of screwed you guys over.
Didn't he have like 2 goals?
Yeah, and he had the
Maybe,
overtime winner.
yeah. I think he had 2 goals.
Yeah, 2 goals, one of which being the overtime winner. He really put you guys in a pinch.
Who hasn't though? I mean, I think the only team we've actually beaten good
Florida.
hockey against. Huh?
Florida.
Well, we played. That was almost like Chicago. It was like we played good at the end. That game. Well, I guess we played solid hockey that game. Canucks we played good against, and the Flames.
All right. I mean, Matt, like, anything else you really want to say here? You got to get off your chest about the Ducks?
Oh, man. I mean, we have talks about getting what's his Matthews what's his name?
I think it's Sean. Like, I haven't really paid attention to Central Scouting at all this year. Normally, I'm all over this stuff.
Matthews, he's a top prospect pretty much. He's
Yes,
be the first pick next
he plays in like the Swedish Elite League, so he's playing with the elite guys over in Sweden. I mean, like guys like Landeskog had played there for a certain amount of time before he went to the Kitchener. No, did he go to Kitchener? Yeah, he went to Kitchener. And like those guys who played in like the elite leagues, the Swedish elite league, the German elite league, like those guys are the guys that actually can make it in the NHL. Like the ones that play in the leagues below that are never going to make it to the NHL, and if they make it anywhere close to that, it'll be AHL at best. They can never survive in the NHL. Matthews is doing amazing work down in junior, and I'm looking forward to seeing how this goes out for him. I know Central Scouting has it listed at number 1.
Not Austin.
Oh, Austin Matthews, yeah, that was Austin Matthews.
Is that it?
It's definitely Austin Matthews. Yeah.
And we're in talks of getting him, but I don't get how the what do you call it? What's it called? How do you get the first round pick? What's it called again? How to forget this?
The lottery.
I don't get
Okay,
how
the
the
lottery
Ducks.
works out like where the odds are like stacked, like the bottom 5 teams in the league. Thanks to the Sabres, like this is now known as the Sabre rule, where like if because teams intentionally tank, like because like the Sabres knew if you were the worst team in the league, you were guaranteed the second overall pick. Like if you were the worst team in the league, you can drop to the fifth draft pick in the NHL draft now. Like they are done playing around with that, like because they know the blueprint to success is having like the Tim Murray plan. And that can kind of backfire on you now. So Murray picked the perfect time to do it, and everyone now is just like okay, well maybe we'll take our chances here. Like you realize the drop off point for the fifth guy is normally like no one plays the fifth draft pick. I mean, no unless you're like you really, 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 really want him to pan out. No one plays their fifth draft pick in his first year. Like normally he takes a year to sit in the minor leagues and then he comes up. Maybe a year and a half. When someone gets injured, he'll come up. But and he's still good. Don't get me wrong. Like they just want him to be NHL ready, so they want to play him at the lower level, which if he's in junior would have been the AHL.
Yeah.
Oh wait, no. If he was in junior, they send him back to junior still, but he still gets an edge on everybody else who's there. You can play a kid who's in junior. So Austin Matthews is 18. Well, he'll be 18 when he enters the NHL. They can play him in junior until he's 20. Then he ages out, and he has to play in the AHL. But I don't think that's going to be the case. I think if he's projected to be number one, he'll either come in and start year one, or he'll sit for a year in junior and get better and better, come up to the league and just tear shit apart.
Yeah. And Austin Matthews is the only guy people are hearing about for next year.
Oh no! Like normally there are more that come out. I just haven't looked at Central Scouting yet. Like I remember I used to go to the OHL
People are
website to watch
no,
guys.
but no, he's the only person people are really, really talking about compared to last year with McDavid and Eichel.
Well, see, there was Dylan Strome too, but like those are the two generational talents that you had to have. Like so, that's why it's like, yeah.
So I mean,
Central Scouting NHL 2015-2016 season. Looking at it now, like this is the first time I've taken a look at this. Okay, hold on. December Central Scouting NHL 2015-2016 season. I see in September. I'm like, yeah, I want to get this completely updated. Futures, prospects, NHL.com, NHL Central Scouting players to watch 2016 NHL Draft. Okay, and 2016 NHL Draft, by the way, is being held in Buffalo, New York.
nice.
Okay, this should be giving me a listen. Okay, so here we are. Central Scouting. Okay, center. Wait a minute. Austin Matthews dropped.
Really?
Oh wait, no. The list just worked on him. Okay, Austin Matthews is still up there. He's still number one. He's still number one, my friend.
All right.
There are a bunch of other guys. They got centers up here. Yeah, those are the centers. The centers that can be projected to be taken in the first round is what's up here, basically.
Oh, I
Players have
see.
been individually using the following. Okay, and they're basically showing what's been used to calculate where guys will end up. All right, but yeah, that's basically what I've meant to say. And like Austin Matthews looks like he'll be looks like hopefully he'll be something, but it's just dude. Well, I'm not gonna say something. NHL draft picks, like if you look at sports, the draft picks that mostly work out at the top are NHL and MLB. NFL draft picks, like they're the biggest bust you could ever imagine. Like it doesn't work out.
Yeah.
But NHL, like they're almost always guaranteed to work out if they're at the very top.
Yeah.
Now, see what sucks for a team like the Leafs or a team like the Ducks. If you want Austin Matthews, you're going to have to hope you end up number 1 in the lottery. Like, number 2 is not going to be good enough. So, what I'm hoping, like, if I'm you, and like I said, like, Matt, you know the odds of how number 2 works in the draft. You better start looking at the second best guy that there is, really, and it's just, yeah, because you really have to hope you land number 1 in the NHL draft to even, like, get a peek at Austin Matthews,
And
because no one's
Columbus,
passing.
Columbus might get him.
You said Columbus might, or Toronto,
Yeah.
or
Only
you
one.
guys, or everybody just gets screwed over again, and yeah, Edmonton gets it again.
No, Edmonton's gonna. They're gonna end the league around where the Sabres are gonna end.
I
The
mean,
Pacific is way too weak for them to get it. The Sharks are gonna go below them. The Canucks might. I think the teams that can make the playoffs are in the Pacific are Kings for sure. Um, no, not Vancouver. Kings. Shit. Who else? You think the Sharks will make it? They might. Sharks might get the wild card spot, but the Kings are probably the only. It seemed like the only really strong team. Let me check this. Who else is up? I haven't really. Kings won tonight, so it's. Oh yeah, Kings, Sharks, Coyotes are in it. And the wild card teams are the Blackhawks and the Predators. So no one from the Pacific there. So yeah, the Coyotes will probably lose too. They're probably going to lose in round 1 to the Sharks. Kings take out. Let's see. Kings would take out Nashville. Oh no, Kings would take out Chicago probably in round 1. Would be still that's still there. I hope we get that in epic round 1. But Kings, I can see that beating the Sharks and then taking out the Stars in the conference final.
well,
And
Matt, here's another thing too, bud. I have an Austin Matthews scouting report if you'd like to hear it, because it's talking about the World Juniors are around the corner, and this is what's expected of Austin Matthews. Austin Matthews. Okay, so he's playing in the Swedish Elite League. Joined his team. Yeah, joined his team. Yeah, joined his team USA Juniors in Boston on Monday. Expected to dominate the competition after playing pro all season. Number 2, he's a left winger, Matthew Tkachuk,
perfect.
like that. Uh,
Hold on, perfect. We need a top line guy to go with Perry and Getzloff. We might get him then. We need
okay,
him.
here's what it is. Enough to play in the NHL right now. Oh, so he can play first year.
Good. If we need
According to one, according to one junior executive, he excels at puck. He excels at puck protection and finding the quiet areas to get the puck to the dominant players on a to get the puck to the dominant players on the.
perfect. He is perfect.
And then there is basically a guy here who's a forward, and like it basically just says forward because he can play every position on for forward. And Jesse Poljari or something like that.
All right.
All right, 6'3", 198 pounds. Played in the World Juniors last year and is expected to make an even bigger impression this time. He owns well-rounded. He has a all-around well-rounded game, but needs other guys to support. Yeah, this is where it gets a little. Like, I'm just gonna read the top 5. Patrick Lane or Leanne, something like that. I am not good with names. He plays for Finland. He played in Finland. Scouts love him. One game less so. Wait. Scouts love him. One game less so. The next, this World Juniors are a good chance for him to show his consistency and that he can play immediately in the NHL. And number 5, Jacob Chikern. Yeah, that's what it is. Jacob Chikern. Canada's World Juniors camp on Sunday, and a bit of a surprise. Still, some compare him to Dennis Potvin as a junior. Wait, Potvin. Oh. Yeah, so those are the top 5 guys, basically.
Wow.
And then you got a Russian after that.
Oh, Jesus.
Alexander Nylander.
Wait, what?
Alexander Nylander.
I think I've heard of him, actually. He's like the only one, other than Austin Matthews.
He's expected to play with his brother William and oh crap,
Yeah.
William Nylander. He gets to play. Okay, I'm down for that. William
Shit.
Nylander in Helsinki, Finland. Oh, they're from Finland. Okay, they're not Russian. I got Alexander. Yeah, that's kind of racist. Maturely to his game is 17. He's beyond where his brother was at. Wow. Holy crap.
What?
He's beyond where his brother was, and his brother was looked at as one of the top guys. Like Reinhardt came from like fifth and overtook him for like number one in the Central Scouting rankings 2 years ago. And
Damn.
this guy was ranked number one for like 3 months until Reinhardt and Bennett came out of nowhere and just overtook him. But his brother, who's Alexander Nylander, they say is way above where he was at this point, where he first came to the World Juniors on his draft year.
Yeah. But I think Austin Matthews sounds the best to fit the Ducks because it's almost like they were trying to lose on purpose to get this guy. They need a guy to play pairing gets off. Raquel is very good, but I mean, we need a legit guy because Raquel needs to be down there to catch, or at least playing wing with maybe Thompson. You can throw them on there or something. But I think Austin Matthews would fit the Duck perfectly.
We'll see. At this point, Matt, it looks like you're naming for the Matthew kid because that's hate to use the word consolation prize, but it's kind of the consolation prize.
Yeah. All right. So do you want to wrap this up, Gordon?
Sure.
All right. So I'll just end with my part.
Goal
Ah.
scored by Artemi Panarin.
Huh?
Scored by Artemi Panarin, assisted by Brent Seabrook and Patrick Kane. Blackhawks lead the Oilers 4-0. Goal scored by Teuvo Teravainen. Goal. Jesus Christ. They just shut out the Oilers.
Um,
And Panarin continues to be hot. Therefore, rookie of the year conversation. Jack Eichel has not gotten a goal in a while, but he got an assist on Saturday night for the goal for. Oh wait, no, they took that goal back from McCabe though. Stupid coach's challenge. Should we talk about this again, Matt? I mean, the coach's challenge robbed the Sabres on Tuesday when they got shut out.
Oh, jeez. I don't even.
It robbed them just Saturday against LA.
I say just get rid of the coaches challenge next year.
From what I've read, it says everybody in the league is very happy with the coaches challenge. Oh, well, your fans aren't. That's where you get the most grabbing and complaining from. Your fans. Fans complaining leads to media complaining. Media complaining leads to GMs complaining. GMs complaining leads to the GMs making like when the GM meetings happen, saying, okay, this has become a thing. Okay, we need to get rid of this or we need to get rid of that, and that's where it becomes clear by the commissioner, and they get rid of the rule or they confirm a rule. That's how these things start. Fans create buzz. Media throws the buzz over to the GMs. The GMs gather and get a decision.
They need to get rid of it, just plain and simple. By hopefully next year. I don't expect them to stop it during the season, but hopefully before the playoffs, if I got to pick.
There's going to be like 5 years before they get rid of this coach's challenge.
Jesus Christ, that's ruining it.
Someone's going to get boned in the playoffs, and it's not going to be cool.
It's gonna suck. It's gonna suck. We'll have to we'll probably make a vid soon, guys. Because I'd like to talk about all the games that happened this weekend. Because Saturday is one of the most stacked days in hockey. Let me go through it real quick. Well, tomorrow we have Pittsburgh Bruins, and that's all I pretty much. I might not watch that game. Maybe I will. Maybe I won't. I don't know. That's the only game that interests me. But Saturday, Ducks Devils, Blackhawks Sabres, Leafs Kings, Flyers Blue Jackets, Canadians Stars, Colorado Edmonton, and there's a bunch more, but it's a stacked day. Sunday slows down. Actually, Blackhawks Sharks on Sunday. I might watch that one.
That has to be United Center because they can't go from just Buffalo to San Jose. That's a monster trip.
Yeah, it's home. And
Court
yeah,
33 saves.
and then tomorrow's my last day in school for the semester, and yeah, I still have to study for my finals. Probably after this is done. So yeah, hopefully we'll make a few videos next week talking about what happened over the weekend. Maybe we'll make a vid Sunday. I don't know, whatever day works best for us. And yeah, Gordon.
Uh, Monday, Matt. We can do this Monday at 8.
All right.
That most definitely works for me.
Yeah.
But you know what? Let me get my face back up here. The logo of what happened tonight. Okay, let me stop making jokes. But like I always say in my other videos, this is the part where I screw up. And speaking of other videos, if you want to come watch me play Sabers and not Sabers, my
Yeah.
Blackhawks season mode, I'm about to go do that right now.
Oh, you see.
I mean, Matt, if you want to talk still, we can. I mean, I can hold that off because I'm going to be up all freaking night long.
Oh no, because I thought you were gonna say that the Duck Sabers game you had earlier. You should plug that too.
Ducks, that game. I'm not gonna give anything away. Oh God, that game was just. Please go to my channel, Gordon Maston. Like it's not that hard. Like the Maston part, and then if you know how to spell Gordon, you are a success in life. Just spell that, and then at the very end of the day, you'll find it. It's the second video up there. I pinched. It's only the second video because I pinched one game of season mode in from earlier, and it just that's the reason why. But I'd like you guys to watch that. Matt, if you want to watch it with me before I do anything, you could do that.
Well, I'll probably watch your stream, study a little bit, and then go back and watch the Duck Sabers one.
I mean, the Duck Sabres one is more important. You don't have to watch me straight. While we're having this conversation right now. Thank you guys for watching. My name is Gordon Maston. That has been Matthew Angel. And by the way, people, that is how you do it. And that is hockey. Thank you very much for watching. Oh, so much. We do appreciate it. And final word. See ya!